SHIZZIO! Rock Swayer, baby!
I've watched Roger Cook, right? And a lot of people on there that were friends of mine, and I thought he's making them all look yeah? And I thought, what are they all doing the same? That he's making them all look because they're not. And what it is the police learnt from Roger Cook. The police force learnt from Roger Cook, put time and effort into the bugging of the house and the phones and all that. And when you've got enough evidence that they cannot go not guilty, right, then confront them.
Yeah.
Right, it's not worth going like everyone does. Go away, go away, go away, go and clear off where, right? By the time he knocks on your door, you're captured. The only chance you've got is now trying to get out of it that minute.
Yeah.
Right, and go away. He's no good because he's only knocked when he's got enough. Yeah. Because that was in my head on the morning that he knocked. I've opened the door with my towel around me, a bowl of Rice Krispies, barely hanging out, you know. Hello, and they bang the microphone into your mouth really hard like this. Like that. Yeah. So it makes you go like, hey! Right? Then you realise who it is and hopefully run away or whatever. And they've got two big lumps behind him, standing there like this. And he goes, I'm accusing you. I said, well, we've been investigating you. And I went, hold it. So if you think I'm going to say to a television camera, you're mistaken, mate. Yeah. What is your problem? And I've had another thing and my head's going. So he said, right, we're accusing you of being involved in organised crime. This is a funeral. It's all been on television. All these people are criminals. They're working for you. That's organised crime. You've been in prison for stabbing someone and you carry a knuckle duster and you're now searching people on the door of clubs to make sure they ain't got weapons, which is true. I can't deny it. I can't deny that I run the funerals, I'm on the news, and that my choice of weapon is a knuckle duster and I'm proud to say I carry one. Well, I've said it on every telly, so I had to go, yes. That's it, yeah, you're right.
And that's it?
And he went, well, what, you're admitting it? I said, yeah, I admit it. He said, what, you're on television, you're being filmed, will you admit it right down? I went, yeah. Well, no, I said, well, look, hold on, you keep rolling if you want. I said, do you mind if I just get dressed and we'll go and find a better location to sit down? And I'll admit it, I'll sign your thing for you now. And he went, okay, so I signed it. Now, listen, this is what now I've got caught looking like that, stuck for words, but in my eyes, I've now got 2 hours to work out what to say. I'm going to be filmed in what clothes I want to be filmed in and in the environment that I choose. Yeah. Right, so I'm already in front. I've borrowed my mate's boat that's in St Catherine's Dock. Right. Actually, I pretended it was mine. It was a lie. You know, I've been known to tell you I'd white one. Ask the judges. And I said, we're going to have a film on St Catherine's Dock on my yacht. And he's going, oh, wow, this would be fantastic. I've had to sign a thing to go, I'll admit it all. But I couldn't deny any of it. Yeah. I was on the news. So when we got up there, I'd made a few phone calls and had about 8 or 9 lumps up there, you know, waiting. Now, as I got there to walk onto the boat, these two bodybuilders that had been standing there like that. Yeah, well, I hadn't said a word to them all morning, not one word. I'd made eye contact. Yeah. When I got to this thing, we all walked onto the boat. As they went to walk on, I went, stop, listen. You two, all I'm asking is this, tell me your job this morning. And looking at me, I went, tell me your job this morning. Your job was to batter me if I hit the fat geezer on it. Tell me, you come round my house to fight me. Yeah. And they're going, oh, God, oh, my God. With all the lumps. Anyway, I went, only joking. But didn't do it, so I had Roger Cook. And I think I beat that programme, but they showed it. And but the actual funeral was like a double-edged sword for me. It propelled me into popularity, but it was my popularity that frightened the authorities. I'm no longer active, and it's my popularity that made them say he's glamorising crime, lock him up. So they systematically, you know, decided to get on top of the Dave Courtney thing.
All right, well, let's move on.
Listen, the Lock Stock thing, the Guy Ritchie thing. Guy Ritchie met me before he made Lock Stock and was infatuated with the whole Dave Courtney thing, which was black guys and white guys, all in fancy suits that made crime palatable for the general public because I kept it funny. And because you know, you get a load of criminals all in one corner talking, you'd imagine they're talking about burying, but it's just funny. Right? It's just a job for them. And when he was in our company, he then went away and made a film, and his whole film genre has been about my life, you know, the whole white guys, black guys, fancy suits, keeping it witty and funny all the way through. And Vinnie Jones played me in Lock Stock, which all hails to the bloke, but you know, he's never ever met me. And with media pressure going, well, you're judged by the company you keep, you know, you can't actually meet Dave Courtney, you know. He's never rung me, which I think is gutless. Right, and I'll show you, listen, I'm going to go on a little vent here about Vinnie Jones, right? Get this one, hear me, and if anyone can prove me wrong, tell me. Vinnie Jones has been trying to get famous for years. I'll show you 1 million videos of Vinnie Jones when he was a footballer on Grandstand. He made one film where he played me, and the character was called Big Chris. And Big Chris got famous, not Vinnie Jones. And when the film finished, he carried on playing Big Chris in real life. Well, if Big Chris is me, that head is running around pretending to be Dave Courtney. Right? He's never been in touch with me or nothing. And the last person in the world he would like to meet is the person he's pretending to be, in it. Right? The rest of the world has fell in love with this Big Chris, Vinnie Jones character, but that's only down to playing myself. I'd like to kick his f***ing head in. Sorry, I'll recut that. Listen, there's no problem with that at all with me and Vinnie Jones. I actually know the guy, and I was invested in the world, and I really hope he gets hemorrhoids and someone kicks him out the arse of winkle pickers. And on the day I meet him, he will, because he now goes round to nightclubs going, oh, Dave Courtney's not in here, is he? You know? And my mates are ringing me up going, we told him that you was, so he off, and all things like that. Right? He's trying to avoid Dave Courtney for the rest of his life, so he's never worked out what to do when he meets me. I, on the other hand, know that the world is too small and will meet that man. So I've worked out what to do to meet him.
So what happens then?
What will happen is this.
Or do you not know?
On the day I meet him, I'll go, hello, Vinnie. He will be so pleased to shake my hand and not fight me that he will hold my hand. Once I've got his hand in my hand, I will go and knock the spark out. And he can't actually arrest me and go, Dave Courtney punched me. Right? He's supposed to be a gangster. Right? He can't actually take me to court and say, Dave Courtney knocked me and chin me, right? Because he was angry that I'm playing him with my life. Right? That's what would happen. You heard it first on this TV station.
You see, Asian people, right, when they're growing up back in the day, they were supposed to be doctors, lawyers, or whatever. Now everyone wants to be a gangster, yeah? Everyone thinks they're a gangster. Now,
everybody wants to be a gangster.
This is it, right? This is what it comes down to. Everyone thinks it's cool to be a gangster, but they don't know what it's actually like to be a gangster, right?
Yeah.
What is it actually like to be a gangster?
First of all, let me put the word gangster into perspective.
Yeah.
That is a historical word, like cowboys, knights in shining armour, pirates, gangsters, right? They are romantic, naughty boy figures from the past. There is no more of any of them, right? Apart from Somalia, there's a couple of pirates out there, right? But you know, that really is it. The gangster, it was some of the old James Cagney stick. You know, it was worth robbing a bank once. No one used checkbook and cards. There was hundreds of thousands of pounds there. You know, that's a gangster, right?
Yeah.
And now these salesmen, I mean, I call them salesmen. They call themselves drug dealer gangsters, right? They're salesmen. They know someone that gets something for that, and there's someone else that buys it for that. It might as well be Tupperware, Brussels sprouts, cocaine, cars. Right? You're a salesman. You can buy it for that and sell it for that, and that's all they do. But because it's drugs, they think they're a gangster. And because the financial reward is so far greater than it ever was in any other criminal job, you know, it was all, forgive me for saying this, it was almost respectable and classy 40 years ago to say, my dad's a bank robber or my dad's a villain. It was almost, right? Because villains were nice sharp clothes, clean cut, love their mum, you know, and a criminal is only a job, it's not a way of life, right? You know, bricklayers don't come home with their trowel and build brick walls in the front room, and I don't come home with a gun, run around the kitchen and go, make me a cheese sandwich, right? It's the tools of the trade, on site, you do your job, and when you come home, you're just a bloke. Don't matter if you're Asian, white, policeman, bank robber, greengrocer, when you get back indoors, you're just a bloke, right? What you do for a job's got nothing to do with it, you know. We're all frightened of our missus, whoever gangster he was. Mike Tyson's still scared of his missus. Some might say to you, and they say, what's the scariest thing Mr. Courtney's ever happened to you? Well, I've been shot. Right, but the scariest thing that's happened to me is when I come home here about 3 days late and I see the bedroom light still on and I know she's up waiting for me. That is scary, knocking on the door. You know what I mean? You're just a bloke. You know, you're not a criminal at home, you're not a bricklayer at home, you're not a rapper at home. You know what I mean? I tell you someone I feel sorry for. American bad boy rappers, right? Because it's the only job in the world where when they go cut, you can't go back to normal. Yeah, if you're acting, singing, doing whatever you're doing, when they go end of day, you can go and be normal. Well, because they're doing this gangster rap thing, they can't. They can't go on stage and go, way, you know, like, blah, 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 and then pick the kids up and go, hello, right? Or walk around Asda's, go, morning, morning. Right? They've got to be bad boy gangsters 24/7, right?
But then, what's your thought on that? Is that not
it's not
taking
really
a
their
mick out
fault.
of everything that you lot have
Well,
done
I
over
don't look at it
time.
like that. Listen, if you can find a way of taking a mick and earn yourself
No,
50 million quid, then my hat off to you, right?
Yeah.
But I'm afraid life is habitual. And if you do anything long enough, it becomes an habit. If someone woke you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and tried to take you for a 5-mile run, it'd be hard work. But in 3 months' time, you'll be waking up 3 o'clock and doing it. Right? And if you pretended to be mad and I went to go and pick you up at a nut house after a year, you'd be mad. And because these guys they're local little bad boys, they start earning a few quid and they don't have to be a criminal anymore. They sign up with a record company that gives them 10 minders every day. These lumps walking around to make them look famous, right? And everyone's now talking to them like that because they've got 50 mil, not because they're scary. You have a couple of years of that, you actually start genuinely believing you are a bad boy.
Yeah.
Right? And everyone's frightened you and you've got these lumps around you and you just can't help it, right? And in the end, you actually genuinely believe you are and get treated as such, right? And the top criminals and the top recording artists get treated the same, right? They all get in everywhere for nothing, they've all got a crowd of people around them, they've all got a nice car, they all don't pay, it's exactly the same. But the thing is, until you actually meet a bit of eye contact of something real, you can believe in that. You don't have to threaten the guy, you know, you can actually talk to these superstars. And I met 50 of the Brits.
Yeah.
And once you had a little bit of eye contact,
what other rappers?
Listen, I've met them all. Ludacris, I met them all. Jay-Z put me on my.
I was just going to get to
my picture on the cover of his album.
Talk about that.
All the photographs.
Let's just talk about that now then. The Jay-Z blueprint cover that people don't know is actually taken from a Dave Courtney image. We're going to put that on the screen.
There's a book out called The Firm.
Right.
And I addressed the Oxford Union, and he thought that was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. You know, a known criminal.
Yeah.
Teaching future Parliament how to behave and how to get on, and that's the picture he put in there, and he put his head on it. Right, that's the blueprint thing. So there's a black guy sitting it was an aerial shot of him talking to the Oxford Union
with the cigar in the hand. Yep.
And the ashtray and the knuckle dust on table and all that. So of all the photographs took in the world of all the different people, for Jay-Z to actually put my one on the cover of his album, I'm still, with that one. You understand what I mean? I'm buzzing away over that. Yeah?
Have you ever met him?
Twice, yeah.
Anything good? What do you have to say? Nothing? Just mutual respect?
Yeah. I've got to tell you this, right? No disrespect. I'm a better dancer than him. Believe me. I went to his club out there. I went to his club in Manhattan. And I'm a better mover than him. How can you say that to anyone? I know you don't believe me, but there will be one.
I don't think he's going to argue.
No, he didn't argue. No, he's a good rapper, and but now he's got some very serious contracts. He's a multi-millionaire, and I'm afraid your bank balance in these days and age is what makes you a gangster or not. Yeah. Because with the influx of the Eastern Bloc people coming in this country, the whole violence level's gone up. Like different continents of the world hold human value at different, hold human life at different value. Yeah. Don't they? And in Moscow, Pakistan, Kosovo, Kingston, Jamaica, and all of them places, Bangladesh, all them places, human life means all. And now they're over here, our violence level has now kicked up a bit to keep up with them. And you've got these people now washing window screens and selling roses at the bottom of your road that have been in war-torn countries, mutilating each other all their life, and you pick them up and stand them at the end of your road, and you're thinking, I've just killed more people than you know. So if you go to him, here's £1,000, here's the geezer's name and address in Ipswich. I drive up there and shoot him. That means nothing to him. So he would drive there, he don't know him. How's he going to get caught? Bill Smith, boom, gets in his car and drives home, carries on doing window screens. Well, that's changed the whole gangsterism thing, because getting someone capped was a lot of money. It was a professional, not a lot of people did it, but now every single bloke at the end of your road selling roses will do it for £1,000. That's changed a lot of the British, the old British gangster bulldog image, the world fell in love with, right? But I'm afraid it's no longer like that. That was an image that England had just come out of a war, and the word on the street was loose lips sink ships, walls have ears, one spy is more dangerous than 1,000 men, you can pull my fingernails out of one glass and all that, right? And if you was a policeman at the time, having a nation growing up with them rules made it very hard for you, because no one grasped no one. And they realised that was a problem they had in this little island that was all bulldogging, no one said anything, so their job was hard. So they spent the next 40 years slowly brainwashing the whole nation into grassing is good, right? On every single television station, on primetime television, they have a programme which if you told me 20 years ago was going to come out, I'd call you a liar. Where they're going, what? Here's a grass programme, and if you see this bloke, just ring us up and we give you some money. And here's another two, if you see any other. We've had one phone call already. And on every single station. And you open the newspaper and bits fall out. Grass line for people with no car tax, grass line for someone who's going to work and got a claiming social, or grass line for... You get 500 quid now. If someone leaves the pub and you know he's you ring up and grass him up and he gets caught and he's... You get 500 quid. You know, so they've now slowly brainwashed the whole nation into grassing is good. That's like the Hitler Youth, right? You're now not even allowed to smack your children, and they are given and brainwashed into them a telephone number to ring up and grass up their mum and dad if you smack them. Stop it! Stop it! Right, so now you've got a whole nation of people just lollying everybody else up, and it's got to come back and kick you up the arse, I think. Sorry to veer off about that, but you know, it's quite important.
SHIZZIO! Rocks where you